There is still a significant amount of time left in this episode. We are going to hear from Brad Garlinghouse about central banks talking about using the Ripple, which is a Ripple's banking network that provides XRP on-demand liquidity. I am so sick and tired of hearing about the fun. Because no one else uses XRP, financial institutions won't use it, but we'll still include it in our list. This brings us to the next point. Let's have a talk. With regard to Ethereum versus the SEC, it is true that the SEC has not been at odds with Ethereum ever since the case was initiated. There has been a struggle going on between the SEC and Ethereum. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has initiated legal action against Ethereum, and we will immediately discuss the matter and receive a response from Charles Hoskins. At $63,000, Bitcoin has experienced a 94% decline from its all-time high. Compared to the price of USDT and USDC, the price of Ethereum has increased by 92% after 24 hours, reaching $3,144. It is exactly where we want the dollar pegs to be, according to them. The fact that they are an XRP is a really nasty lean. That is correct, 51 cents. Oh no, I am aware that you should leave the room. Now is the time to rejoice, since the bubbly is here. Each and every cryptocurrency has a market capitalization of $2 trillion accumulated. This market, which is worth $351 billion, is really exciting. Could you please tell me about any particular conditions that pertain to Bitcoin that you are aware of? In our conversation, we talked about its potential range, and that is where it is. Would it be possible for us to cover that range of $60,000 to $64,000? It is a question of whether or not we will go any lower. I'm not really certain, but I think we'll decide to wait here. There are those who believe that the price of Bitcoin will plummet to $52,000, and the only way that this might occur is if it falls below $59,000. In such a scenario, there will be a free fall of $52,000. Last but not least, the markets are devastated. Due to the fact that I believe the number of adults begins to increase in the month of May, all I can say is that I do not see it. It is my opinion that Bitcoin will remain the most prominent cryptocurrency in the future. In point of fact, I intend to buy the A15 starting today. I must say, ARB, this does appear to be fantastic. It was an ARB for $165 that I received. From what I can tell, this price at a 1.5 is really incredible to me. I might be able to add $5,000 to it and carry out some DCA. To the people, why not? The remaining amount of time is not very much. Obtaining your NFT is a necessary step. Lions of Lux. The 1st of May is the date that all NFTs get paid off. You will be eligible for compensation if you make a purchase of 5 Wild Wild West tiers today, and then immediately transfer them to your wallet. What do you get, if I may guess correctly? When you look at the largest non-fungible token NFT project on the XRP ledger, where an auction is presently taking place, you will not only receive 2 points, but you will also receive other benefits. Please don't act like such an idiot. Here's what Alex Finn shared. Those individuals who are striving to comprehend the Twitter algorithm and identify the 9 elements that result in the algorithm deboosting their messages will find this to be highly intriguing. There is now the algorithm available. It is provided without charge. It is something that he experiences, and it is something that you should not experience. You might want to consider giving him a tag if you believe that he is doing well. People do not partake in it, regardless of whether they are inside or outside. Additionally, it is not permissible to make reference to the names of competing platforms by means of links, nor is it adequate to make use of several hashtags. It is strongly advised that you do not make use of any hashtags, so may you kindly avoid from doing so. The likelihood is that I will remove them, and I will look into this notion to find out why I believe that this is the case. It would be beneficial to check in once more after around 2 weeks to determine whether or not the number of postings on my Bitcoin website has increased. This information was made public by the veterinarian after he had a lengthy discussion with Charles Hoskins about the XRP ledger in Cardano, during which more than 600 people listened in. In a nutshell, he is in favor of the Ripple stablecoin decision, despite the fact that he is completely opposed to it. David Schwartz asserts that the most important factor is the fact that the situation between the SEC and the no-incentive consensus will be a showdown that will be documented in the books. I have to say that we need to improve our ability to communicate with one another, adds Vivette. To provide further explanation, the most significant problem that I have noticed among the XRP community is that everyone believes that they are competing with one another. When this occurs, there is a lack of willingness among individuals to bring up other initiatives that are performing exceptionally well on top of the ledger. Is this the case? They have the impression that it is a form of competition, but in reality, this is not the case. Individuals, let us work together to strengthen our communities and provide support to one another. I have carried out these actions. My efforts have resulted in the raising of awareness regarding 8 various projects that every member of my community ought to demonstrate their support for. There is a seat for everyone. Rather of naming specific individuals, I would like you to take a seat and look over some of the other projects that are accessible. Is it possible that you have ever observed them discussing projects on the XRP ledger with which they are not affiliated? In their conversations, they solely talk about the initiatives in which they are participating. There is a refusal on their part to disclose the name of the initiative. Please find attached a video clip in which Charles Hoskins discusses the xrp+ripple, which is not the Ripple, which is another project that is fraught with difficulties. You mean to say that you envisage the Ethereum version of Ripple competing against the SEC? Let me tell you, Sick. They were quite astute in any way. Initially, it seemed as though they relocated their business at the same time. They moved their company from New York to Texas, and they took the initiative to file their paperwork in a state that is well known for its pro-business environment. There are 2 Los Angeles firms, one of which is located in Texas and the other in New York, in the event that the venue is changed. The fact that they are demanding everything under the sun is evident from the fact that it contains all of the characteristics that one may anticipate from a competent law practice. Especially noteworthy is the timeline that is provided. On the basis of this, it appears that the SEC came to a decision in April of 2022. Furthermore, people began willingly providing information, submitting a total of 88,000 pages of disclosures about themselves. Over the course of numerous rounds, the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC was particularly intrusive, seeking information regarding Ether divestitures and the engagement of the consensus in enhancing the protocol for the merger. It would appear that prior to the merger, it was more along the lines of, hey, we're just talking, and then after the merger, it began to converge. There was a distinct difference in the nature of the investigation both before and after the merger. My knowledge of the issue led me to believe that the probe eventually turned into what appeared to be an enforcement action. The Securities and Exchange Commission SEC is making an effort to claim that proof of stake in Ethereum is distinct from proof of work in Ethereum. This suggests that they are able to dismiss Hinman, the initial coin offering ICO, and pretty much everything else that had placed, since they are essentially saying, look, whether that's a security or not is not what we're about to say. The fact that we say that the circumstances and facts are secure constitutes a new sort of proof of stake. Proof of stake is further provided by the fact that its facilitators are not registered with the government. It's incredibly interesting to hear about broker-dealers and other such entities. Doesn't it seem amazing that this lawsuit or the investigation actually started quite some time ago? Isn't that correct? Regarding a certain matter, I am of the opinion that the general consensus was accurate. This is in connection with the payback arrangements that Hinman and Clayton have. They are pursuing them because, in my opinion, they were aware that they would be sued, and they are hoping to give the impression that they are the ones who are doing the right thing here. On the other hand, this might not be accurate. This subject will be discussed in the morning's second video of the day. Jensen Gary, Department of Justice, it is well knowledge that Ethereum is classified as a security